Hi Sagittarius, this is your astrology forecast for June 2015. It's really wonderful to be with you as always. I'm going to do this a bit different this month. Rather than pick a card to give you an overall theme at the end, I'm going to go into more detail in terms of your astrology and really give you a nicely rounded overall idea of what you can expect and what you'll be working with. Okay, so the first thing that I'd like to start with is the full moon, which happens on the 2nd of June. And it's good news for you because that full moon is in your sign, it's in Sagittarius. And it's in your first house, so you're really going to feel a real blossoming, a real sense of structure, a real sense of knowing, a real sense of certainty within yourself. So out of all of the signs this month, I think you're going to feel the most confident and you're going to feel the most nurtured by this full moon. You'll feel a real sense of enthusiasm, excitement, and like you can conquer the world. It's a great feeling of, if I apply myself, I can do it. It's real effortless confidence, and that's great. Now, a couple of days later, Venus goes into Leo in your 9th house. And it's interesting that you always have so many things going on in your 9th house, but Venus is the goddess of love. She's in Leo, which is fire and enthusiasm and passion, and the 9th house, again, is you. It's about learning, teaching, expanding, traveling, discovering new things, and you will really, I mean, it's not surprising because you feel very much like yourself, and you feel so confident. Your own qualities are coming out very strongly, so you're going to love to teach, you're going to love to explore, you're going to love to go traveling and broaden your horizons to improve your skills. And those things at the beginning of June will come out of you. It's a great time to go on a holiday, to learn something new, to discover something, and to really just tap into your own fundamental energy. Now, Jupiter is in an aspect with Mars for 2 weeks, from the 31st of May until the 11th of June. And Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. It's in a sextile aspect, which means it's 60 degrees apart, and it's a harmonious kind of connection with Mars, the planet of war and desire and what it is you want. You're going to be quite desirous or quite forceful about wanting to expand. I don't think you're going to want to stand still. I think you will want to learn something new. I think you will want to experience something fun, and I think you will want to go after an emotional response. So, you know, to go on a roller coaster, to give yourself that thrill, or to go on a date with a new person, to get that first kiss, to discover a new country and connect with the culture of those people. All of those things are going to be at the forefront of your mind. And again, whenever you have these things come up, it's important to go with them because they're there for a reason. So, wonderful time for you to travel at the beginning of June. During the same 2 weeks, Saturn is in a trine with Venus, so again the goddess of love, and it's 1 day longer, it's until the 12th of June. Now, Saturn is right on top of your Ascendant. It's really not your favorite planet because you're ruled by Jupiter, and Saturn kind of puts the brakes on you a little bit. It's mitigated by Venus, so Venus is going to want you to go out and travel and explore things. Saturn is going to say, you can't, you've got commitments, you've got responsibilities, you can't move forward, you are trapped right now, you're stuck. It's trining, so it's not causing as much friction as you want, and there is a way to compromise. You don't have to go on a worldwide trip for 3 months, you can go away for a week. And you can manage that. So don't let the frustration put you off or make you feel frustrated or exasperated. Just find a way to manage those two. It can work out. Mercury comes out of retrograde on the 12th of June. And that's very interesting for you because Mercury is sitting right on top of your descendant, which is often representative of what you're looking for in another person. And things start to, communication with other people starts to be very, very pleasing to you and very exciting and inspirational. It's like people are saying things that make you go, oh, okay, I hadn't considered that. That's something new. That's exciting. So again, the key word here is all about learning new things, excitement, expanding things, learning things about work, improving your skills, connecting with other people, and I think the source of your excitement and information is going to come via other people. So I would like you to connect with different people. To be perfectly honest, I want you to go on a trip, because Jupiter and Venus are such positive energies. Jupiter is good fortune. Venus is love. If you go on, they're sitting in your house of a trip. If you go on a trip, you will have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. So do it. You'll meet people that will nurture you in terms of your ideas. They will inspire you. They will motivate you. They will give you a different perspective on your work. It'll just open things up for you wonderfully. Not only is Mercury coming out of retrograde, but it's in a sextile aspect with Venus. So you communicate with love. You come across really well. You get on with people very well. So you don't just go on a trip and sit there by yourself at McDonald's having a Big Mac. You meet people and you sit around at the beach at night and you tell stories and you have fun. Now, some of the outer planets are kind of barging in on this as well, and the outer planets move very slowly. So they don't often get such a big mention because the aspects they make are often much more long-term, and they have more generational and societal influences than personal influences. But Pluto has been in a square aspect with Uranus since March 2012, and that actually comes to an end on the 13th of June this month. And the way that looks for you specifically as a sign, Sagittarius, is that square has been forcing you to really decide between fun and seriousness, work and pleasure. Should I focus on on amassing wealth, on working hard, on accumulating things, or should I have fun and let my hair down and do things? And that's been a difficult balancing act for you. And I really do feel that since 2012, that those kind of questions are life themes. What kind of life am I going to have? Am I going to work and really become someone who's very successful? And I will make the sacrifice of not seeing my children or not spending very much time with the ones I love. Or do I choose the life of enjoying myself and learning things and not having a lot of financial resources, but I get to spend time with people, and also the people I spend with will be different to choices. Actions have consequences, okay? And I think over the last 3 years, you've become much clearer on what side of that spectrum you're on. Now, that square ends on the 13th, so you get a little bit of a break from that. It's not going to be a constant theme, a constant question that is running your life. It will come back. These planets are large and they move like this, very slowly. They come back and forth, okay? And it's moving away a little bit at the moment, but it will come back. So use this as just to relax and just to say, okay, let's take a breather here. I'm trying to find my feet. I'm trying to find what my life is going to be like. Let's just take this summer to chill out a bit and relax. I don't have to find all the answers straight away. The other thing that's quite significant, and I did a video on this, is Saturn moving into Sagittarius, into your sign, okay? Have a look at that video. But it's Saturn, also an outer planet, moves very, very slowly. In December 2014, it moved into your sign, and it stays there until 2017, December 2017. But in between that time, it retrogrades very briefly for 3 months back into Scorpio. And that retrograde happens on the 15th of June, and it ends on the 13th of September. So it leaves your sign for 3 months now. And that's a good thing for you, because it will make you feel like when I said earlier, I can't, I'm trapped, I need to stay, I'm responsible, that's Saturn. I want to have fun, but I can't. And it's about balancing that and compromising it. Over the summer, when Saturn leaves Sagittarius, you're not going to feel as trapped anymore. You're going to feel much easier about things. That lasts until the 18th of September. Then it moves back into your sign. And then you're going to feel emotionally easier. You'll find it easier to express yourself. So this summer, it's time to travel. It's time to not discuss every darkest nook and cranny that you experience emotionally, and just please have some fun and use these 3 months to really enjoy yourself and to explore something new, which is what you love to do anyway. So the new moon occurs on the 16th, and that happens in your 7th. And I think really There's a semi-square between that and your Venus. Okay, so it's going to be not so much desire and a drive to find a relationship or a partner, but it's going to be a desire and a drive to fall in love with something new. So it's a repetition. So at the beginning of the month, you're going to feel the urge to go somewhere. Then during the new moon period, it'll be like a second wind to that. It'll be like a repetition of that same feeling. It's like, have you gone yet? You've got to go. It'll be emphasis of that. Venus, again, is in another aspect now between the 17th of June through until the 14th of August, and it conjuncts Jupiter, and that is really good news because Jupiter is good luck, Venus is the goddess of love in your 9th house, in a fire sign, very, very good. You feel loving, you feel blessed, feel grateful, feel spiritually connected, and even if you don't go somewhere, you won't be frustrated. You will feel like you're on the right track. You will learn something, you will improve your new skills. It takes the pressure off. So that's going to be a great time for you. From 17th of June onwards through the middle of August, you're going to feel much more at ease. And then finally, on the 25th, Mars moves into Cancer on the 25th of June. And that happens in your 8th house of institutions, and it's 3 degrees away from your Sun, which is also going to be in Cancer then. Lots of air, lots of water going on. So the elements of air and water, not the ones you particularly like. I think you're going to feel like a little bit like, is it a duck out of water or a fish out of water? I think it's a fish out of water, that makes more sense. You're going to feel a little bit out of your own element basically, because there's going to be a lot of feelings happening in your work. I think a lot of people are going to be having emotional things going on. I think there'll be lots of ideas being exchanged, actual changes, talks of changes in the air. I think people are going to be coming and going. Lots of variety, lots of things going in different directions. And I don't think you're going to be particularly in that zone. I think you're going to be much more interested in keeping things light and keeping things moving. And I think your environment conspires to annoy you a little bit with that. Because Mars in Cancer doesn't feel very comfortable. And I think you may feel a little bit restless and irritable. So again, focus on how you can progress. Focus on things that you can work on to feel like you're going in the right direction. And don't get overly involved in other people's problems, or don't try and solve those emotions too much, particularly, because that'll make you feel a little bit frustrated. I mean, if it's someone you care about and you're willing to make the sacrifice for their benefit, by all means, but if you want to keep things easy and moving for you, then kind of keep focusing on what you've been focusing for most of the month. On the plus side, that Jupiter and Venus conjunction will mitigate that a little bit. And will help you drive forward anyway. There's no stopping you, Sagittarius, this month. You are going to want to move forward. And if someone comes along and says, oh, hi, can I just speak to you for 3 hours about my feelings of low self-esteem? I mean, I don't think you're particularly patient with that sort of thing anyway, but I think this month particularly you're going to have Zippo time for it. You're going to be pretty flip and say, well, why don't you do something? You're not going to have patience and tolerance for that sort of thing. And I'd like you to be aware of that. And I'd like you to warn you about that tendency this month. So don't worry about it. It's just the way it is. You're not always going to be like that, but especially around the 25th when Mars goes into Cancer, that urge is going to be there. So I hope you found that useful. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. You can also email me. The address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, and please remember to subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful June, and I'll speak to you soon.